Hello everyone and welcome back to FUT FM with West Ham United and what could well be our second to last episode in this series. Now, last time out we left off with just 5 games left in our fixture list, but we've got a second leg against Arsenal in the Champions League semi-final, having won the first one 4-1. There's still everything to play for in the second leg. Obviously, we've got a big advantage, but a 3-0 win for Arsenal will take them through, and they are more than capable of doing that, especially at the Emirates, so that's going to be a huge game. Now, fortunately, in the league, we are in a position where we're 9 points clear with 3 games to go, so we don't need to worry about the league. With a goal difference that's about 25, 20, even more than that, 27 above Man City, we will almost certainly win the title even if we lose our next 3 games. So that's not a worry. We can rest players for that, focus on that Champions League game, focus on the FA Cup final, and focus, hopefully, on the Champions League final. Now today we will get through the 5 games you can see here. If we make it to the Champions League final, that will be its own live com episode on Wednesday of next week. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see how that episode pans out, or if we don't make it, how our next season, what would be our 4th season of this series, will pan out. But we are very close to the end of this very long running series. I think this has been going on for about 5 months now. So it'll be nice if we could bring it to an end sometime soon. That said, for this game, like I said before, we're going to rest a lot of players. So we've got Dybala, Firmino and Rashford up front. Tielemans, Ward-Prowse, Lamar in midfield. Thomas Lamar, who obviously has been setting our European Journeyman series on fire recently. Bernat at left back, Stones and Yedvay in the middle, Hysaj at right back and Donnarumma in goal. By the way, guys, I just realised I completely forgot to do what this entire series is about and open a pack, so we'll do that after this match. My bad, but I'm not sure we were likely to get anybody I would have brought into the team anyway. Rodriguez to Dembele. Ball over to Son. Now Eriksen. He's found the bottom corner. Just 90 seconds in, he is ruining our Champions Parade. John Stones plays it over the top to Dybala. Ball inside to Lamar. Now Ward-Prowse finds Rashford. Ball back to Lamar, who finds the top corner. An excellent finish to pull us level. Rodriguez with the free kick. Wimmer's there, and Harry Kane at the back stick has made it 2-1. And we need to equalise again if we want to wrap up the title today. Kyle Walker making the run down the right. Cuts inside. Puts the ball in. Cleared away by Tar. Dembele. Bringing it round the outside. Puts the ball in and Eriksen is in there. We are almost certainly going to lose this match. Lamela on the counter-attack. Oxford with the ball over the top. Firmino might just get there. He has got there and he's managed to get the ball in the back of the net with 15 minutes to go. We're still in with a shout. Well, there's only 5 minutes left for us to try and get an equaliser. Reece Oxford putting in a tackle, but Dembele still got it. Now Eriksen trying to put it in behind. Bernat wins the header. Wanyama on the ball. He's got players to weigh him out, and Eriksen arriving for his hat-trick, but it's Harry Kane who follows up to make it 4-2, and it's all over for us. Well, there is the full-time whistle. We have lost the game before this Champions League semi-final. It's really not good enough. And it means that Man City can try and close the gap. I mean, they're just not going to stop us winning the title, but it does delay that title coronation. Well, here is the big game against Arsenal. We need to be winning this match, ideally, to get our morale back up. But ultimately, the main thing is not losing by 3 goals. Even then, I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world, because if we can get a goal and we lose 4-1, we will go to extra time. And if we can score 2, then Arsenal will be left needing 5, I think. Actually 6 to go through. So hopefully we can get a couple of goals. We do tend to score a lot, so if we can do that, we will be guaranteed a place in the final. But the main thing is making sure we are in that final and give ourselves an opportunity to bring this series to an end in just 1 more episode. The team is our strongest possible team. We're going to have Berardi, Williams and Firmino leading the line. Rafinha, Carvalho and Ali in the middle. Alaba, Stones, Tar and Hysaj in the back 4. Ter Stegen in goal. And I'm still forgetting to open a pack, so I'm going to do that now. Well, here are the packs. We get to open a 100k player pack because we're sitting pretty at the top of the league. And we pull out El Neni, Yanga Mbiwa, Bernard's in there, Fred's in there. Fred's a pretty good player. We can take a look at Fred. Perotti's in there, the centre forward. Bender, Drinkwater, Mikel, Dini, Tar, already in the team. Atsu, Freya, Maicon. So nobody major in there. I might take a look at Fred, but I really doubt it at this point in the series in the save. Well, I've taken a look at Fred and I've decided I do want him in the club. So he is now moving to the club on a free, which means he's now worth £46.5 million. If we look at the report, he's a decent centre midfielder and he will definitely add value to the squad. He's not going to play in this match. I'm not going to bother to register him. I've picked my team. I'm happy with it. And I want to make sure that we see through this next game. Saj on the ball. Forward to Firmino. We've made a blistering start to this game. He puts the cross in. Williams at the back post has hit the woodwork, but Dele Alli's there. And we have cancelled out Arsenal's away goal inside the first minute. Less than 70 seconds in, we've had 4 shots, 3 on target. Silva to Wilshere. Ball through to Martial. Now Sanchez. Beats one defender, beats another, pulls it across, and Wilshere cancels out our goal. There's been 2 in 4 minutes. Rafinha to Firmino, now Williams, quick passing from the team, it's Berardi, ball just behind him, but he finds Alaba, loads in the box, and Williams is one of them who makes it 2-0, 9 minutes in. Monreal, ball into the middle for Sanchez, now Ramsey in a good position, plays it out to Bellerin, ball comes back to Ramsey. He finds Bellerin in behind. Ball across comes to Martial. And it's gone into the back of the net. Ter Stegen really should have stopped that. But Arsenal need 4 more goals today to go through. Ramsey plays the ball over the top to Alexis Sanchez. It comes to Martial, who has lashed that one into the top corner. Our former player getting another goal. That means it's now 3-2. Bellerin. Ball taken by Rafinha. Come to Cazorla, who goes for goal, and I don't know what's happening. Well, Arsenal weren't far off completing a Barcelona level of comeback. They needed 2 more goals. That was all they needed, 2 more goals. But I think with just 30 seconds left, we'll be okay. I did panic a bit with the tactics and tried to just stack the defence when Arsenal needed 6. They went on to get 4 goals, which just absolutely took me by surprise. But we managed to put ourselves in to the Champions League final, I think, just waiting for the whistles. I still feel tense because of the way Arsenal came back, but there it is. We've got the relief. We are going to the Champions League final. There will be 1 more episode at least in this series, and we are going to be taking on, I think, either PSG or Atletico Madrid, if I remember right. Let's have a look at who else was in these semi-finals. It is PSG or Atletico. The next leg is at PSG. They've got a 1-1 draw from the game in Madrid, so we'll have to find out who we're playing in that final. Well, there is the answer. We're going to be taking on Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. They managed to knock out PSG. Apparently the second leg was in Madrid and it's done them a huge favour, managing to get them through. Antoine Griezmann with their second goal, which means it's going to be West Ham and Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. Well, not many changes to the team for this one. Just Dybala coming in up front and De Siglio coming in at right back. Otherwise, it's the same team that managed to squeak into the Champions League final after losing to Arsenal. We've actually lost 2 games in a row now at the worst time in the season. So it'd be nice if we could get back to winning ways before the FA Cup and Champions League finals, if that is at all possible. Dybala back to Alaba. Now Rafinha. Inside to William. John Stones forward to Firmino. He sends it out, but has given it away to Jordi Alba. And now Origi, another of our former players after Martial nearly sank us last week, has put it in, and Vlasic has managed to get the lead for Man United. And we could be missing out on winning the title for the 2nd week in a row. Rafinha into the box. There's a foul from Luke Shaw before the ball even got there. On Jonathan Tah, I think. Danilo's picked up a yellow card for protest, and we've got a penalty. Dybala with a possibly title-winning penalty, but it's been saved by De Gea. William Carvalho to Rafinha. He sends the ball on a diagonal to Jesus, who headers it in, cleared away. Dele Alli to Rafinha, though. Ball given away. Now Vlasic can counter. He finds Morata. Ball over to Pogba. Tar with a tackle. Sends it forward. Gives it away to Shaw, though. Now Pogba puts it through and Vlasic is in on goal and has scored at the near post. It's 2-0. We're going to lose for the 3rd match in a row. Well, there is the full-time whistle. It's an embarrassing home defeat. We've been absolutely robbed today. United scoring with 2 of their 3 shots on target. We had 20 efforts on goal and couldn't get the finish. And I think, yeah, Manchester City still not played yet, which means we've still not wrapped up the title. I mean, we have, but officially we've not yet wrapped it up. But we are losing games at the worst time possible. That's 3 defeats in a row. We've got one more league game that doesn't really matter, or should matter. If we win it, we win the title. But I'm getting quite stressed because we're so close to the end here, and after a brilliant season, we're suddenly losing games. Only once so far this season has this happened where we've lost 3 in a row. We've never lost 2 in a row, to be fair. But twice we've now lost 3 games in a row, and it could be 4 if we lose away to 19th placed Crystal Palace. But we have to get a win. We have to get morale back up before we take on Everton and Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. And I am really nervous and concerned about this form. We have conceded 10 goals in 3 games. Well, to put this game against a already relegated Crystal Palace into perspective, we would need to lose and Manchester City would need to win with a 17-goal swing involved. I mean, we'd need to lose 10-0. They'd need to win 7-0 for this to happen. That's how secure our title is, effectively. We are almost certainly going to win it. It would be one of the biggest upsets in the history of football if we didn't win this game, or if we didn't win this title. So anything but a calamitous defeat will deliver us a title, and even then we might still win it. So let's just get a win. Let's focus on this lowering morale and put an end to 3 defeats in a row. Benteke plays it back to Carroll. Ball out to Brian. He puts the cross in, and Bamford has got the first of the 17-goal swing. And we are, as it stands, about to lose 4 games in a row. Dybala's free kick into the middle. Comes down to Firmino, who volleys it into the back of the net. He's got his 21st goal of the season, and we are back on track for winning the title. Hysaj puts the ball into Firmino. Now William. On to William. Alaba makes it 2-1. We are in front and we look like we might actually be able to win a match. This is such a stressful episode. Dele Alli to Williams. He plays it over to Rafinha. Ball down to Dybala, who's got 3 to aim at. He whips it in and Firmino is there for 3-1 to make sure of the victory. Benteke loses the ball to John Stones, and Dybala's been played in behind off it. He's in on goal and he's made it 4-1. It's a misery compiler to absolutely put the gloss on this. Well, there is the full-time whistle and we have won the Premier League title at last. We should have won it about 3 games ago, to be honest, but we have officially done it. Manchester City losing for good measure. They could have done that a little while ago, but it means that we've won the Premier League title by 5 points at the top. A very, very good season, if not a good end to it. But it means that we have achieved one of our 2 objectives. We have won the Premier League with West Ham. That was one of the 2 objectives that we set out, and we've managed to do it. So I'm happy with that, even though it's not been the best end, or certainly not the best episode up to now. But we do get a nice bit of cash. Carvalho wants to leave for Barcelona. And there we go. If he wants to leave, he can leave. So we've managed to win the title. There we go. Now we've still got the opportunity of a treble. We need to play that FA Cup final against Everton now. After losing those 3 games in a row, we did finally manage to put the bad run to an end at the right time, a 4-1 win. We need to carry that through by beating Everton, who are quite an easy opponent, all things considered, for the FA Cup. And then we've got Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. That'll happen in the next episode. The FA Cup is not part of our objectives, so it's not the end of the world if we don't win it. But how nice would it be to complete this series with the treble? Just worth noting that Inaki Williams won Footballer of the Year, Players Player of the Year, Top Goal Scorer, the Golden Boot, and Players Young Player of the Year. I don't think that has ever happened in history. 35 goals in 31 games is incredible, and he's got the clean sweep, 4 awards. I was also named as Manager of the Year, but Williams absolutely out of this world. Well, here is the FA Cup final in the home dressing room at Wembley. We're going to be taking on Everton, so it should be a reasonably easy FA Cup final as they go. I'm expecting us to win this competition. Fred is going to make his debut. He's going to come into midfield. I think he deserves a game, and as this is one that doesn't matter too much, he may as well get a start. I mean, it does matter. I want to win the treble, but it's not integral to what we're trying to achieve overall this season. I've also not been impressed with William Carvalho, who's asked to leave, so I would rather he was on the bench for this one if his heart's not in it. Otherwise, the team is pretty much its usual self, and I'm expecting a victory at Wembley. Free kick outside the area, Rafinha in, John Stones is there, Dele Alli's there to put it into the back of an empty net at Wembley, his 10th of the season, and we are leading in the FA Cup final. Alaba with the ball in, it comes straight back to him now. Fred to Rafinha, Barkley with a big tackle, Dele Alli picks it up, he's going to shoot and he's found the bottom corner, and Dele Alli is making this his final. Mandy sends the ball out to Leighton Baines, Balassi to McCarthy, Will Hughes back to Baines, ball over the top and Boz got in behind and he lifts the keeper but has hit the crossbar, a lucky escape for us. Well, it looks like Dele Alli has managed to win this final for us. Just a minute of stoppage time to go, but we are definitely going to complete the FA Cup and League double. Rafinha putting the ball into the box. It's cleared away. Just 30 seconds left to see out at Wembley. Absolutely fantastic performance from Dele Alli. Overall, the team's been pretty poor. Barkley with a wild effort there. Their chance when they clipped over the keeper and hit the bar really could have pulled them back into it. But there's the full-time whistle. We have won the FA Cup and the Premier League in this episode. And next time, we will be taking on Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be a very tense final because if we fail to win that, we have to do it all again next season. So I'm really hoping we can win that game. We're going to be in the away dressing room, which isn't ideal, but the Atletico Madrid team are very, very strong. So we need to be careful. They've still got the likes of Gabby Godin and Antoine Griezmann up top. That is going to be difficult to contend with. But I think we can do it. I think they're an easier opponent than PSG, and I'm expecting us to win that. Next time we'll also do the end of season review. If we win the Champions League, it will be the end of series review. So definitely something to subscribe for. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed the tense nature of this one. But until next time, see ya!